Chancellor, first of all, the timing of your presence here in Athens, it means that, and the fact that you talked to a lot of your European colleagues before you're coming here, before your arrival, it means that you're carrying with you some kind of initiative, personal or something that you already talked about it with your colleagues.
Yeah, I'm convinced that we have to find a solution the next days to extend the program and to have a new discussion about the next 5 years, so to find a stable situation for Greece. And I'm not the only one of prime ministers who is really interested that this European Union has only a future if we have respect and solidarity. And therefore, Jean-Claude Juncker, who is the president of the Commission, has to find a compromise institution with Greece, with the government, and we have to support this process, and if there's a result, to support this result, because time is running out, and so it's important to find a solution the next days.
I know that you belong to the politicians, the European politicians that insist for a long-term solution, yes. 5 years, yes. and more specific yes. measures. Yes. So you think that this is possible, this is something that is on the backside of the mind of the European leaders?
I think it's tough to find such a solution. Mm-hmm. To be honest, you have to convince many people who are at the moment not on our side. But I'm totally sure that if you don't have space and time for a midterm, 5 years, for example, period, then you cannot find investments. Because if you say one of the most important things is fighting unemployment, you need investment. And if you invest, Greek company or an Austrian company or another company, they have to be sure that's a stable country for the next 5 years, and not these weekly or monthly meetings of crisis. So it's important to find this way, because if you ask people what's your main concern, it's the concern not to have a job, it's the unemployment rate, it's the fear that you cannot go to a hospital because you have not an insurance, and so I think this is the only way.
Okay, 2 more questions if it's okay with you, okay, short ones.
Okay,
what you're expecting as the next steps of the Greek government, what you're expecting as the next steps of your European colleagues, the institutions?
The next step must be to have a paper, a compromise. Jean-Claude Juncker should put on the table for the heads of governments. The heads of governments are different in their procedures. If we find at the meeting, for example, next week a solution on Thursday, for Austria it needs only 1 day to agree. Other countries need more days because they have to go to the parliament for an agreement. And so it's important not to waste time. We need a proposal. Negotiations are necessary between the Greek government and the Commission, the institutions. And I trust Jean-Claude Juncker because he's a European who is convinced that the future of Europe is a future of Europe with Greece, also with the Eurozone.
And my last question. You talked a few days ago about the danger of the familiarity of the Brexit. So do you really believe that Brexit is an option on the table, or this is a kind of tool? And how far from your point of view were from a final solution, from an agreement?
For me, it's never an option. Brexit is never an option for me because I believe in solidarity and in the future of Europe together with Greece in the Eurozone. And the risk of Brexit is so high for the people, and paying the bill with poverty, with influence of other countries. So for me, it's never an option. So we have to avoid it, and so we have to don't waste time to negotiate to find a solution very fast.
Mr. Chancellor, thank you very much.
Thank you indeed.